Alrighty, Zai here, bringing you something a little bit different today. I'm going to cast a game that was recommended to me by a pal, and we have Seraphio, the red Zerg, in the top left, and Hiei, the blue Terran in the bottom right. Not sure if this is a shout out to Yu Yu Hakusho. If so, I am automatically rooting for Hiei in this game, but I will still try and be unbiased. He is Terran after all. I apologize for not giving you any casts in the last couple of days, but I have not had a voice. So I feel like it would have been very detrimental trying to cast a game without any kind of voice. But let's get back into this game. Since it is a Terran vs. Zerg, I do kind of know the matchup. We are playing on, what is this, Belshire Vestige? It's hard to do map names without actually seeing the loading screen. But yes, I do think this is Belshire Vestige. If not, that's going to look really silly by me. Standard Bear depot opening, no silly proxies or anything. Terran don't really do that against Zerg anymore. So the first real deviation we should see is if the Zerg player chooses to go pool first or hatch first, and what kind of timing of gas he decides to get. Terran gas timing can also be interesting, and of course if we see a barracks or a CC, and we are going to see a 14 CC here. High ground or low ground? I do not know yet. So Zerg can punish that if they get hyper aggressive, but if you don't know your opponent's going to do it, usually you just play safe and play a pretty standard game yourself. And we do see that drone going out for 15 hatchery. So both these guys are going to be not greedy, but they're going to go for economic builds. You don't see many like 6-8 pool double racks reapers or anything anymore. So this is kind of what the game has evolved into. So we're going to wait for this SCV to throw it down on the high ground. This is nice because you can build a barracks right here, which we'll see in just a moment. And when that happens, these Zerg can't get anything in the base. So if he did go for early ling pressure, it won't matter, or even a drone scout would get shut down, although the drone scout probably would have come by now. The only downside to this is you do have to land eventually. And if the Zerg tries to be pesky and take control of this, they can delay the natural for a little bit. You still get your orbital and get mules, so not too much of a concern for Terran, especially since Terran aren't usually that saturated early. And now we're getting the SCV scout going out. The scout goes a little bit later. You still want to see what's going on, but if you scout too early, you can't afford these very precise timings that this build allows for. So yeah, pretty standard macro openings on both sides. No gas from the Zerg. So let's see if he goes for some kind of 4-queen opening. 4 queens, super fun. You can start spreading creep in both directions to your third and towards the enemy base. And is he... Wow, we are going for a very fast third base for Zerg. This is kind of risky against Terran. If the Terran thinks you're going to do it, or scouts it quick and knows you're going to do it, they can put on really heavy aggression, just throw down 3 more barracks, and it's pretty tough to defend that. But we'll see. Our Terran player didn't see that drone going by. He did see no gas, so he might have some kind of hunch that this is going on, but no, he doesn't go over there to check it. So this might stay unknown to him. One Marine bunker coming out. Pretty safe play here. The orbital should lift off and land right away since he's got that bunker down. Calm down a couple mules first. Get that money going. And the Zerg is already rallying drones to the third, so the Zerg is going to play super greedy here, and now our Terran player is going to scout that expansion. So yeah, when you don't see the 2 gases in the main, you know something's up. Usually it's the third hatch, and we have a supply block on the second, and there we go. Second and third queens are supply blocked for a little bit. That's a little bit annoying. We're switching over to production tab, seeing 2 more queens, 4 more drones. Factory and reactor coming for the Terran player, so we should see a switch over to Hellions. Map control, kill some creep. Plus, when the Zerg has 3 bases, it's tough to defend them all with queens and spines. You just can't afford it. So if the Zerg gets sloppy, Hellions can come in here and blast some things. I'm assuming that's what we'll be seeing. Widow Mines will be a very interesting choice, but yeah, not the correct one usually unless you're getting really crazy. So we're still looking pretty standard. Third CC going down for Terran as part of his wall, but he's pretty sure no all-in is coming because, once again, Zerg took a third base and is just now taking 2 gases. We're at 6:30 and the Zerg is starting his gas mining. Kind of a cool trick to take it at the expo, just because if the Terran scans a main, he sees no gas. Actually, I'm totally going to go against myself. I don't think that's cool to take it at the expo, because if the Terran scans a main, he doesn't see gas, and he knows the Zerg had to have taken the 2 gases at the natural, so he knows Zerg is on 2 gas. If you take the 2 main gases, then the Terran wouldn't know if you have 2 gas or if you have 4 gas and got the naturals. So yeah, I don't know about that play. Minor decision, won't matter in most games, but still. Hellions coming in and do a little bit of poking. Zerg got a spine crawler up. 2 Hellions can't really do anything to a queen, and with 1 drone being there, you definitely want to back off. And Zerg coming in with slowlings. He knows there's Hellions on the map, so I'm not sure about this. If the Hellions, even 2 Hellions find these lings, they're just dead. I get Scout in the 3rd, but 1 ling can do that just as good as 6. And yeah, these guys are toast if these Terran player decides to move out with Hellions in that direction. And we might... Nope, they're just going to hang it out the watchtower. Roach Warren going down. Evolution, was there 1 or 2 evolution chambers? Just 1 Evo chamber for now. We'll probably see another one coming down in, like right here pretty soon. And we should see attack upgrades starting shortly. Terran going very macro-oriented. Armor, attack, stim pack, SCVs, Widow Mines. Everything to keep you going for a long game. 2 more Araxes being added on and lots of Widow Mines being produced. So we're going to see Standard, Marine, Marauder, Mine, Medevac. And these lings are preventing the command center. Once again, these Hellions are going to come clear this out. Zerg's going to lose 6 lings instead of 1. It's a minor thing, but yeah, it's nice to keep these lings alive. Especially if you're going Roach heavy builds. Keeping these initial lings alive just all over the map is very good instead of losing them. Just throw a ling there, see if you can get a ling on the tower, throw a ling over here to watch for drops, stuff like that. So we'll see if that plays any impact later on. Creep spread starting, could be a little bit quicker. This queen's got a lot of energy. And yeah, 5 creep tumors just spread out here. We'll get this map covered very quick. Overlord timing scout. He does see a double Evo. So he knows, and he saw the extra Raxes being added on. Did he see... Yeah, so he has seen a total of 7 Raxes. So he knows, well, 6 Raxes and a starport, sorry. So he knows what he's up against completely. And his reaction to that is 17 Roaches. So we're going to see some kind of Roach timing here with the transition into mutas. Not my favorite build as Zerg. If I'm going to do a Roach timing, it's going to be a lot earlier. Wow. He's going up to like 20-something Roaches. So he's hoping his opponent is Marine heavy, which we do see. And without a lot of Marauders, the Roaches can do okay. But he needs to make that happen pretty soon. Because once Medevacs come out, and even a few Marauders come out, that's not going to be good news for the Zerg player. Terran, he does see 1 Roach. He could have seen 1 Roach. He was scanning there, so I hope he did. But he's got no idea how many Roaches there are coming here shortly. So this 3rd base or natural could be in jeopardy. Got nice wall zone. He does have Marauders in this bunker. He's got Widow Mines hiding back here. Widow Mines hiding up here. Probably has, well, 3 turrets in his main. 1 more turret back here would be nice in case the mutas do get back there. And the armor coming down, so we should see 2-2 pop up on this little hotkey tab anytime now. And 2 medevacs, 3 turrets, yeah, as expected. But here's what we've been waiting for. Overseers to see the Widow Mines, pretty cool trick. You can also lead with the Overseers to absorb Widow Mine damage. We'll see if he does that. And there's going to be a pretty big engagement here right now. Terran does not have a lot to hold this off. He's only looking at 19 Marines, 5 Marauders, and some of these Widow Mines. Oh, nice splash on the Widow Mines. The Overseers didn't absorb anything there, but these Roaches are still going to come in and destroy everything here. Not sure how Terran's going to get out of this one with just the 1 bunker with 2 Marauders in it. Where'd the Hellions go? The Hellions are still out on the map. They're not going to come home. They're not going to do anything against these Roaches. So the Hellions are going to try and do some counter damage. We'll get back to that here in a second. Up top. But yeah, these Roaches destroying SCVs. Marines going down. Not sure if you want to just suicide these SCVs in yet when you don't have much DPS. But they are stalling some time for this 1 stim pack Marauder. Hellions up here attacking a spine crawler. That's not going to do too much. Tons of reinforcements coming out for Terran, so he will eventually hold this off. But how much damage will he take before that happens? He has already lost a ton of units. Wish I knew the hotkey for that one. And now he's going after turrets. I don't know if that's to set up his mutas or if he just wanted to kill something small. Coming back down to kill the rest of the Marines, and he can take out a lot more SCVs here. He should be attacking these. Well, yeah, okay, he's going to kill some SCVs in the natural anyway. So the Terran player is still going to lose a few more SCVs. And let's go to units lost. L. No. What is that? Units killed? Yeah, workers killed. 30 workers killed for the Terran player. Or Zerg player. Terran player killed 0 workers. He sent his aliens up here. These Queen and the Spine Crawler. Killed 5 of them, though. So, yeah. Was not able to micro these aliens while he was trying to keep his base alive. Let's go back to the unit count. And we still have 47 workers for the Terran. And 3 orbitals. So he is behind economically. Not too brutally, though. The big concern is these 18 Mutos aren't on the map. Well, the Roaches were coming... Ooh, nice little run by 2. Well, the Roaches were coming out. These Mutos were being trained. That was a transition that Zerg set up all along. So I guess that was kind of a cool timing. Mutos can take out 6 Marines, but right now he's just trying to poke buildings. There we go, yeah. 6 Marines not going to beat Mutos. Don't want to engage too many, though. But these little clumps of 4 Marines just not going to do it. Now Zerg probably wants to get out. 6 more Marines, plus the Marines popping. Ooh, this is going to be ugly for the Zerg player. Seraphio, get out! So yeah, not a lot done there by the Zerg. Losing Marines, not a big deal for Terran. 1 turret doesn't really hurt him. Still down 13 workers. Zerg taking 4th and 5th bases, though. The main base, not mined out yet. So Zerg won't be saturated for these bases. But having both is a really cool trick. Usually when you're taking your 4th of Zerg, if Terran time it right, they can send a pretty scary force in before you Zerg have fully gotten their like Baneling army up and kill a base. So if you take both bases on opposite sides of the map, Terran can go in and kill one, but the other base is going to be completely fine. So if you see which way Terran's going, you saturate the other base, and if you can get a good engagement, cool. If not, you just lose a hatchery for 300 minerals and have your other one instead. So yeah, it's cool trick by Zerg. You force Terran to go out on the map, and you get to choose whether or not you engage. Whereas if you only have 1/4, you kind of have to engage because you don't want to lose that. Terran throwing down a scan. He does see this 4th base. If Zerg noticed the scan here... Oh, Zerg's just going to come on in. Terran needs a split. Yeah, gets a little bit of a split later. Those Banelings hit some Marauders, which helped out a lot. A lot of damage being done on the natural, though. But these Marines and stuff should get back in the base before too many more units are lost. Only 4 more workers killed there, so that's really good for the Zerg. 5 more workers killed. So that's really good for the Terran player, sorry. We got Baneling run by coming, though. Not enough to kill that orbital, especially not when that's going to happen, but let's see how many workers he can get. None. Alright, that didn't end up being nearly as cool as I thought. 4 more workers died somewhere along the way, so we're up to 40 workers killed, but it's still only 63 to 49, and Zerg lost a lot of units to do that. Up 34 supply, but you see that a lot in Zerg versus Terran, especially Turtle Terran. They can be down 40-50 supply and not die, but it looks like Zerg not going to let up. This is no upgrades though on our Zerg player. So these 1-1, do we have 2-2? 2-2 is almost done for Terran. You probably should wait to move out until then. Although this time is going to work out very well for him because of all these Banelings being morphed in right there. But yeah, Terran does not want to fight until he gets 2-2, in which case he'll kind of crush these 1-1 Zerglings. Nice scan, just see if anything's up there, and now he's moving out. But Zerg got this base scanned. Zerg knew he wouldn't be able to saturate this base, so look over here. 4th base, saturated with 13 workers, got 2 queens there. So Zerg is not losing anything here except for 300 minerals, and, well, looks like a couple lings are going to pop out. But yeah, our Terran player has no idea about this. He probably thinks he's further ahead than he is. Anytime a Terran player has more supply, I'm going to call him ahead of a Zerg player. But yeah, there we go. Now he's like, ah, crap, he took another one. And here's the flank. Forcing Terran to come out. Oh, let's see what these mines do. Nice mine hits. And now let's see how the rolling mines do against Marines. Rolling mines are not doing that well. So another good engagement for the Terran player. The Marines aren't really splitting, but the Banelings aren't really getting connections anyway. Sorry, let's go on down here. These depots are down to rally forces out, and because that Zerg can get in. But man, just look how beefy these forces are. Zerg does have 2 armor now, so that's good. He's not too far behind there. And he is going to do some economic damage, but he's also going to lose his 4th base. Not enough stuff is streaming out to stop that. So we're in kind of a weird base trade-ish scenario. This base is going down. This base is dead for sure. So let's go back to the main, see what's happening here. Cool defense at the top. We've got 12 Marines, 11 Marines. No medevacs, but 11 Marines will still ravage mutas. And then we have a wall off so the Lings won't do anything. So the Zerg will not be able to get up this base unless he morphs in. I just don't think he has enough Lings for Banelings. And so the Terran just going to shuttle up into the main. He needs to get there we go, getting everything up here. Killing the lair will shut down the tech of Zerg for quite a while. The Spire is somewhere safe down at the Expo. It's a good Spire placement by the Terran. Zerg, Terran player, wow. He was focusing on something down here, I guess, because he just lost his entire army against that Baneling blast. Unfortunate for the Terran player. And he is also losing a ton of stuff at his base. He is back down in supply. He is picking off a lot of mutas here. Without a high muta count, Zerg won't be able to do a ton in a huge engagement. Especially not with, nope, only 2 Widow Mines on the map. There are still a couple guys up in here doing anything, but yeah, I'm not going to kill anything else. Zerg player finally gets cleaned out of the third. Let's go check the worker count. 48-27. There is a mined out base for Zerg though, so that 48 is pretty overly saturated. Terran also has 2 bases only, no gases here, but you don't need gas for Marines, that's okay. In fact, the Terran player is not mining gas at all, but that's not a concern. He has 1,700 stockpiled. Is he getting 3-3? No, I would love to see 3-3 here, but it looks like we're not going to for a little while. But yeah, with 1,700 money mineral stockpiled, gas stockpiled, you can build a lot of units before you have to worry about saturating these geysers again. 4th and 5th once again coming for Zerg, and at the same time he's going to follow that up with what he probably hopes to be the killing blow. But he's down in supply, and he's up 10 food. So his army supply is actually a fair amount lower, not to mention he's going to have to try and rally across the map. But as usual with Zerg vs Terran fights, a lot of this is going to come down to Baneling and Widowmine explosions. Ooh. Letting those SCVs run straight by. Terran player not splitting at all! Banelings get in there. Oh, nice Widowmine hit saves a lot of those Marines, but there's still just a lot of Zerg units left. That Widowmine hit might have just like saved Terran's life. And that's why I said it'll come down to Widowmine versus Baneling hits. Baneling's got some nice shots off, but I think like 6 or 7 got killed by that Widowmine. So even though Zerg is still winning this fight, Zerg probably would have had another 2 or 3 mutas and some Lings left alive, if not for the Hero Mine. Terran probably going to make a planetary here once he has the money for it. He's got 4 turrets to defend against air, so planetary would... Planetary fortress would make him all but immune to ground as well. And there it goes. The Lingbane Muta's worst enemy, a planetary fortress. You can sack a ton of Banelings on it if you want. Not that cost efficient though. Other than that, you just like don't kill this thing with what Zerg has currently. At least not unless you get to an ultra transition. But we are still on layer. Still on 1-2. Like to see that melee attack upgrade. And Terran is sticking with 2-2 as well. So still a slight upgrade advantage, but not too severe. Zerg going for this third again. It looks like our Terran player Hiei has kind of decided to abandon this third. Ooh, more nice Baneling, or not Baneling, Widowmine hits. I hate saying that because Widowmines are evil. But they're keeping Hiei in this game. Marines running away again. That Widowmine didn't get as much. Banelings rolling on in. What can they kill? SCVs and Marines. Nope, just some SCVs. So good running away by the Terran, by Hiei. I'm going to try and use his name from now on. And with 9 medevacs, he's going to be able to heal like every unit individually. Still just too much Zerg rolling in. Probably going to lose all these workers at the natural again. Oh, get in the main too. Get in a full surround here. Not sure about that one by Hiei. But look at this, Terran with reactors, 10 more Marines with a wall pumped out. They still each have their own medevac. I'd love to see just a couple Corruptors like poking at these things during the fight. Not a big fan of Corruptors, but these things are all so low and your meters are rarely going to focus them. So yeah, we'd be losing a lot of medevacs if there were 2 or 3 Corruptors on the field. And he let the SCVs live. Interesting by Seraphio. Nope, he's still a Zerg player. I like Hiei's name more. So yeah, Seraphio letting about 8 SCVs live, and in a game that has only 37 SCVs, that's pretty significant. We still have a depot wall at this now defunct third base. And we're getting some medevacs healed up. I don't know if I do it with 5 SCVs, but I don't mind having an SCV or 2 under here healing these up. Because like I said, 1 or 2 corruptors, or even if the mutas get a little bit of focus fire, could just destroy half these medevacs, and that's a lot of invested money that you lose, plus these medevacs have a fair amount of energy. So yeah, Zerg is going to have a tough time with only 1 attack upgrade and 9 medevacs killing things. Banelings are going to be the key damage output here. Still 3 mines on the field. He is going to try and bait this army into the mines. Did he focus? No, he didn't focus the banelings. So these banelings are going to roll on in and eviscerate everything. Not really sure how an exploding unit eviscerates things, but it's happening. Terran players, whenever you can, if possible, try and focus banelings with your mines. Banelings are scary little bastards. But not really much damage going to happen. Only 4 banelings left, and we're going to see a million marines pop out. So banelings will kill a couple of those. The rest will clean up the mutas. So very silly game. This is a super prolonged tier 2 game. Neither guy feeling like they have the economy or bases, which makes sense to tech up to tier 3. Zerg does have decent too good a saturation on this base. Needs to try and get some guys on gas. No, he doesn't. Zerg has 3,000 gas saved up. Seraphio, why you no make infestors? Infestors not what they used to be in Wings of Liberty, but still a very good gas dump for Zerg, because once you have them, they make free units. And fungal with banelings. Really good. So it doesn't look like we're going to see that tech transition. Production, nope, just lots and lots of Zerglings. Mined out on gas here, so we should be seeing a transfer, although he's saturated on all of his bases. Jeez. All banelings, though. You need something with banelings, otherwise this happens. Yeah, 8 banelings killing 2 marines. Weakening marines does nothing because of all these medevacs. So you don't usually just want to send banelings in alone unless you're going for these guys. And at this point where Zerg knows that he has the base advantage and an infinite gas pretty much, I wouldn't mind seeing baneling suicide. He does know about it. He does know it's a planetary. We got 21 SCVs there too. I get map hacks though, so I know exactly what Zerg should be doing. And Terran, this is actually not a good move for the Terran player. By attacking this hatchery, you're revealing to the Zerg that this SCV is here, where the Zerg player might not have realized Hiei was even hanging out in his base before. He might have thought that base was still hidden. Hiei tips his hand and is poking away at this hatchery so far. 90 damage in. Seraphio got all these guys. 100 units on this first hotkey. And looks like the overseers are there too. Yeah. So we got everything on one hotkey. Let's see if he does any kind of splitting. Terran's moving out on the map. He sees stuff going on. Uh-oh, unburrowed widow mines. That is not good. Full surround by the lings. Did he lift anything up? No. The food's still favored. The food is still almost dead even though. Wow. I don't know what happened there. When these... Holy crap. 35 kills for a widow mine. So that's what happened there. They looked like a good surround for Zerg, but the mine must have hit in just the right spot. I don't know how I missed that detonation. So now we have Hiei moving back up to the 4th, 5th base, whatever. The easternmost base for the Zerg, and I don't know if the Zerg can do anything about this. Marines are, they are up to 3-3, and the Marines are going to just kill this very, very fast. Zerg moving back into mutas. Widow mines taking out a couple banelings, not their best hits, but they still zone out the Zerg, and so Hiei can kill his base, which is what he wanted. We're back into just 1 attack upgrade mutas, so they don't do great against Marines, but with baneling support, if you get the Marines on the run or you get a couple baneling hits, mutas can shoot through those Marines pretty quick. And more importantly, if the Zerg player wins 1 fight, he can start chasing down and killing medevacs. Wall's going up for Terran. He's going to lose this base. Kill the workers in the orbital Hiei. Yeah, there we go. Hiei, not... Well, now he's trying to push in with his mutas. Zerglings, Banelings staying at the natural. I like that split, and we are in a base race scenario. What kind of units do we have? Hie's got 26 Marines on the map, which can deal with anything Zerg has for now, but Zerg is still able to produce units, whereas Hiei's production is being camped right now by Lings, Mutas, more Lings killing SCVs, more Banelings morphing in. Widowmines, burrow! They're not going to do it. And this is what I mean. Zerg player... Oh, more Widowmine. Is that Hero Mine? Oh, we lost a mine. That might have been our 40 kill Widowmine. This guy's got 0. Loser. Getting Overlords. Hiei still, or Seraphio still just camping Hiei's production facilities. And Hiei is doing kind of the same. But Zerg has a lot of larvae up here. And some injects if he wants. So he can rally his units over there. Terran doesn't really have a good spot to rally. Although, geez, even just these few Marines coming out at a time are slowly chipping away at the army of the Zerg player. And that's purely upgrades. That's being 3-3 against 1-0 and 2-1. Every time you pop out a couple Marines, they're extremely powerful. Over here we have only 8 Marines. Look at the birdlings. They are not touching these Marines at all. And we don't see anything else being produced. What do we have 5 spines. So it looks like our Zerg player is going to try and turtle up, which could work, but Terran still has a mining base, and he still has 5 Marines able to pump out at a time. So I don't know. Money might have been better well spent trying to kill these 8 Marines off. And now he's going to try and do just that. 3 mutas. Let's go to our unit tab. 4 mutas, 3 banelings, 23 zerglings. They need to fight together. 8 marines is a devastating force at this point because of the upgrades. But if the Zerg player has everything, he can force a lift off. Spawning pool and baneling nest being rebuilt. Both of those have been killed. Evo chambers and Roach Warren are still alive, but those are pretty useless buildings at this point. A lot of larvae, 20 of them to be precise. Some might die, but not a big deal because there's not enough money to do anything. SCVs being sacrificed by Hiei. Hiei doesn't care. He has 23 SCVs. He has pretty much infinite gas because he's going for all Marines. And yeah, he's just going to pull these. He has 1 orbital. That's enough to saturate these 3 fields. So these SCVs are either going to group up with the army or go back to the natural. And it looks like they are going to go back to the natural once that baneling's cleared. No, they're just running all over the place. More crap at Zerg base is being cleaned up. Hiei's Marines are, well, they're immune to banelings, broodlings, they don't have to be running away. And we are going back to mine the 3rd. That's, looks like he changed his mind there. And now we have a force of 45 Marines moving out against just less banelings and zerglings. Only 3 widow mines. So he has got this game unless some crazy baneling hits come. What is our Zerg player doing? Seraphio. Okay. Not a lot of mutalisks, but enough mutalisks to maybe kill 1 or 2 medevacs, which could be pretty significant, and to prevent this army from rejoining. Uh-oh. Nope, just getting 1 baneling. Is he focusing the weak medevac? Yes. Picking off 1 of the weak medevacs. Maybe 2. And maybe even 3. Nope, they're out of there. So... oh, 1 muta going down. He are pretty fortunate there was only 4 mutalisks there. If there were 8 or 9, that would have been really bad news. As it is, we have 47 Marines, 7 medevacs, 22 SCVs versus 24 drones, but again, we have 1... This orbital command is just a traveler. 2 orbital commands on the map, which means the Terran player will keep making Marines. These 17 banelings, you do not want to get these caught off creep and with no support Seraphio. Beautiful scan right there by Hiei. Seeing exactly what's going on. Space still... Sorry. Still got some resources left. And it's going to come down to 1 final engagement here shortly, it seems. If these Marines are not absolutely destroyed by banelings, our Zerg player has no chance of coming back in this game. However, a couple good baneling hits can kill a lot of Marines. And it looks like he's coming in for the flank. Spine Crawler's going to buy some time so all these drones won't die. But right now, 1 Marine dying. These Spine Crawlers aren't going to do much. This is a pretty big clump by Terran. It's on creep. So let's see if these banelings can get really good hits off. The hatchery did go down too. Good Widowmine hit. He can lift up and get out. And he does. 17 Marines lift up and get out. The hatchery went down. Zerg's rebuilding it. But yeah, I don't see how our Zerg player is going to make a comeback here. Not when we still have just 5 mules coming down. His base is mined out. Dropping behind. Gonna kill the production facilities now. Baneling. Some really good Baneling hits, but just 7 Marines just destroy everything. Moral of the story here, if you're Zerg, you gotta get your upgrades. At least get 2-2. Having 1 attack upgrade, we have, what do we have? 6 damage Lings versus 3 armor Marines. With this many medevacs, it just takes too long for the Zerg player to kill anything. Yeah, so entertaining game. Clearly not pro level, but definitely solid players. We all know I don't macro well enough to ever have 5 bases with Zerg. And counterattack not doing much. So that's the game. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing me cast something that wasn't my own and where I had no idea what was going to go on. Kind of silly game. Like I said, to recap it, Terran took a nice upgrade advantage. Once he hit 3-3, Hiei. We're going to say Hiei. Once Hiei hit 3-3, there was just nothing Seraphio could do to trade costs efficiently. His Baneling detonations had to be absolutely amazing, but his Mutalisk Glaives were not doing shit, and the Zerglings were doing slightly more than shit. So yeah, despite some cool tricks by Seraphio, we see Hiei win this one.